Welcome to Breaking Wire. Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. The COMAC C919 isn't just a new airplane. It's China's bold move to break the Boeing Airbus duopoly that has dominated the skies for decades and to carve out its own place in the fiercely competitive world of commercial aviation. By introducing the C919, China is aiming to claim a stake in global aviation, challenging the status quo and signaling its ambitions to become a major player on the world stage. Launched in 2008, the C919's first commercial flight in 2023 was a moment of national pride, celebrated across China as a technological milestone. But its journey to the skies has been anything but smooth, marked by delays, technical hurdles, and intense scrutiny from global competitors. While the airframe is Chinese, the jet relies heavily on Western technology, especially its CFM LEAP-1C engines from GE and Safran, which are among the most advanced and efficient in the world. The cockpit and avionics systems, too, are sourced from industry leaders like Honeywell and Collins, highlighting the global collaboration behind the C919's development. This dependence on foreign suppliers is the C919's Achilles heel, making it vulnerable to shifting geopolitical winds and international trade disputes that could disrupt its supply chain. Yet, the C919's arrival signals a shift. Developing nations now see a new, potentially more affordable option for expanding their fleets, and a chance to diversify away from Western manufacturers. Chinese airlines, meanwhile, gain leverage in negotiations, using the C919 as a bargaining chip to secure better deals and foster domestic innovation. The aircraft is a pillar of the Made in China 2025 initiative, a sweeping plan to transform China into a leader in advanced industries and reduce reliance on foreign technology. The C919 is no longer just a prototype, it's a real competitor, and its fate could reshape the global aviation market, influencing how airlines and manufacturers do business for years to come. In 2025, US-China trade tensions exploded, and the C919 was caught in the crossfire. The US imposed strict bans on exporting aerospace technology to China, targeting the C919's critical components, especially jet engines. China retaliated with tariffs and blocked new Boeing deliveries, stranding hundreds of jets and threatening Boeing's future in its second-largest market. The global fallout was swift. Trade forecasts plummeted, US stocks crashed, and supply chains unraveled. Chinese airlines faced operational chaos as access to US-made parts dried up. Both sides suffered. Boeing lost access to a vital market, while COMAC's production lines faced shutdown without Western parts. The trade war turned aviation into a high-stakes battleground, shaking the entire global aerospace industry. By July 2025, the US abruptly lifted its ban on jet engine exports to China, a dramatic reversal that caught many by surprise and sent shockwaves through the global aerospace industry. The decision was driven by mounting economic pain at home, as American businesses and workers began to feel the full impact of the ban. The ban had backfired. Boeing and GE faced massive losses, with idle planes piling up, lost engine orders, and production lines grinding to a halt. Meanwhile, Airbus, the European aerospace giant, stood to benefit, quickly filling the gap left by US companies and gaining market share. The US economy reeled from stock market crashes, plummeting aerospace shares, and widespread supply chain chaos that rippled across industries. At the same time, China's countermeasures, like rare earth export restrictions, amplified the pressure, threatening key US manufacturing sectors. American industry united against the ban, with business leaders, lobbyists, and workers all demanding urgent action, forcing Washington's hand. The episode exposed the deep interdependence of global aerospace, where parts and expertise flow across borders, and no nation can go it alone. It also highlighted the risks of weaponizing supply chains, as disruptions quickly led to shortages and uncertainty worldwide. The US faced a stark choice: let a Chinese rival like COMAC rise and dominate the skies, or watch its own aviation giants falter, risking thousands of jobs and America's leadership in aerospace. In the end, economic reality forced a policy U-turn, reopening the door for the C919 and signaling a new chapter in global aviation competition. The US policy reversal was a lifeline for COMAC and the C919. With engine and parts supplies restored, COMAC could ramp up production and pursue its ambitious goal of building up to 200 jets a year. The move restored confidence among Chinese and foreign airlines, clearing the way for international deals and expansion. Stockpiling parts was no longer a desperate necessity. COMAC could now focus on growth, not survival. The C919's prospects brightened overnight, and its global ambitions gained credibility. For the US, the decision also reopened the Chinese market for Boeing and GE, easing industry-wide turmoil. Ironically, the American reversal became the biggest catalyst for the C919's rise. Despite the reprieve, the C919's future is still uncertain. Its reliance on Western technology remains a strategic and financial vulnerability, limiting China's control and economic gains. China is racing to develop its own CJ1000A jet engine, but matching Western reliability will take years. Building a global support network is another massive hurdle. Boeing and Airbus have decades of experience and infrastructure. International certification is essential for global sales, but gaining FAA and EASA approval is a long, complex process, now complicated by recent tensions. The engine ban may be over, but technological independence and global acceptance are still distant goals. The C919's journey is far from over. The trade war and its sudden resolution exposed the fragility of global aerospace supply chains. Boeing and Airbus both faced risks. Boeing needed China's market while Airbus worried about US-made parts in its jets. European suppliers began seeking ways to reduce dependence on US technology, fearing future sanctions. The crisis forced companies to rethink sourcing, prioritize resilience, and consider regionalizing supply chains. Aircraft prices soared, and smaller suppliers struggled with uncertainty and rising costs. The era of global integration gave way to a new focus on political risk and supply chain security. The industry now faces a more fragmented, regionalized future. The US policy reversal marks a pivotal turning point, ushering in a new era of three-way competition in global aviation. For decades, the skies were dominated by just two giants, but now, the landscape is shifting rapidly. With COMAC emerging as a real contender, the long-standing Boeing-Airbus duopoly is finally being challenged. Airlines worldwide now have more choices and greater bargaining power, which could reshape how fleets are built and deals are made. This surge in competition is expected to drive down aircraft prices and accelerate innovation, especially in fuel efficiency and sustainability. Manufacturers will be pushed to develop greener, smarter planes to stay ahead. Yet the scars of the trade war still linger. In response, China is doubling down on building its own aviation technology, investing heavily in research, development, and supply chains to ensure self-reliance. As a result, the world may soon see two distinct aviation ecosystems, one Western, one Chinese, forcing airlines and suppliers to make tough choices about which side to align with. The events of 2025 have redrawn the map of global aviation, creating a delicate balance between collaboration and fierce competition. New alliances and rivalries are emerging, shaping the industry's future. As the C919 takes flight, it signals not just the arrival of a new aircraft, but the dawn of a truly multipolar era in the skies, one defined by innovation, rivalry, and new opportunities for all.